great games.
Stokefish has been publishing some good. They are the publisher for spiritual successors.
Man, that Mother 3 successor, man, Bradley,
Ooh,
I don't know, man.
we got the Advance Wars successor. We got the Harvest Moon successor. I
So
know there's a few more in there.
So and to bring up Advance Wars real quick, or the War Groove,
Yeah.
that game, every mission is destroy the enemy barracks or destroy the enemy captain. But what makes it different is that there's a lot of other elements going on in the battlefield that makes each encounter or each battle interesting.
Actually, there's also some missions where it's like you got to get your guy to a certain point.
Yeah, that too. Like you have to you have to transport villagers across the map or whatever. Like there's some variance to it. But even in multiplayer missions, like each commander is different. There's different. The maps are different. It just there's enough difference there to make each encounter unique. But yeah.
Okay, so final topic. Will be Worm, which I read one more chapter. I wanted to do one more, but time forbade it. It'll make Bradley very happy to hear that I actually really, really liked this last chapter I read.
And was this 10.5 or 10.6?
This was 10.6. It was the last chapter in Arc 10. Arc 10 has in general been, I think it's my favorite arc so far. Especially after Arc 9, which was featuring a lot of characters I didn't care about. But I retroactively care about them now that we got an arc where we're like just fighting them. That was an interesting case because I felt like the action had a little more weight. Speaking of action, this whole chapter was an escape sequence, which I've gone on record to say that I find the action in Worm to be lackluster a lot of the time, where there's a lot of time where what's happening isn't very interesting. I prefer the big play moments with abilities. But Taylor's been showing some really cool abilities with her bugs. She's definitely leveled up her skill set, so to say. Which
pulling out some new tricks.
Yeah, she started last chapter. She did that cool thing where she mentioned how she coated her bugs in a something to coat them so she could get like a little bit of pepper spray on her bugs. How did that work again, Bradley? You know all the things.
Yeah, she wanted to coat her bugs in I think it's pronounced capsaicin, which is like the active ingredient in pepper spray. Most of the types of bugs would die. And she was able to find a way to like coat their stingers in something that would make the capsaicin not kill them. So now when you get stung by thousands of wasps, you're also getting pepper spray in the wounds.
Really cool. I like that progression in her. She's quickly become someone who's terrifying. Like if I was to fight Skitter, as she's called in this book, / web serial, that would suck. She controls a bunch of bugs. Which hasn't come up yet, but that's her power, and she's kind of fucking terrifying, and she's the main character.
If I was in that city and I saw a bug, I would just kind of put my hands up.
They could all be carrying guns for all you know. She could do it.
Yeah. So 10.6 is a chapter I've reread many times. I feel like kind of the first half of the chapter we get we get a really good character moment, and the second half of the chapter is like big plot moments.
Right. So I was talking about the action. I have problems with the action in Worm, but I think it's more of a medium problem where I feel if you're not doing anything big, and if you're not doing big play action, I feel like in books you lose some. I think it's a medium that's not as good for that. Like if you're saying, "Oh, he throws an elbow and then he throws a punch,"
I agree. Unless there's like some sort of dynamic that's happening, like that's a actual like, oh, I need to get this thing. I feel like action is very boring to read in books.
I totally agree. Which a solid 30 to 40% of Worm action is pretty basic, very because Worm is a really grounded series. A A lot of the action's very gritty and realistic, and it doesn't get wacky. It could stand to get a little wacky, but it's not that kind of series, right? So when there's a lot of parries and the blows thrown and they're just kind of physical, I swing my baton at her, but she ducked, then she used her power. A solid 30 to 40, maybe even more, of all of Worm's action is that. And to me, it's not that interesting. But this arc was a chase sequence, which I think is inherently better for the medium of a book, because you're trying to get to the exit. There's all sorts of obstacles. You can very clearly picture and get a feel for how tense the situation is growing. I think that's a big part of it. You can feel the tension as more and more pathways and obstacles start getting cleared. In this chapter, they're getting chased by a hero called Dragon, who's in a giant mech suit, and has all sorts of tools to kind of cage them in. They're escaping a certain base, and it was really good. I enjoy that. But what I really liked was near the end, where you were talking about big plot things. Where fucking bitch, man. There's a character called Bitch, and she was a real bitch this chapter. Where in the back of my mind, I guess I had the wrong impression, where I was like, Bitch is mean, but she kind of likes Taylor. She's had bonding moments with her. I thought that, like, she has a soft spot for her, even though things have been bad with the group lately. So I was like, okay, this is probably why. I can see why she's hurt.
That's the thing, is Bitch almost certainly did have a soft spot for Taylor before she found out that, Taylor was gonna
betray everyone,
betray all of them. So
this came as I didn't know it was that severe, to where Bitch throws Taylor into like a vat of the sticky substance, this foam that the heroes use to trap people.
And I love the reveal of that particular moment, because Taylor and Bitch are both trying to get away from Dragon in this pile of containment foam. And Taylor's like, something huge kind of knocked me off my stance and I fell into the foam. And then she just kind of assumed it was Dragon. And then a few paragraphs later, she looks up and she sees Bitch right off, and she's like, it wasn't Dragon who knocked me into the phone.
Before that, Bitch gives her like a look, and she's like, the look is all I needed. Just seeing her eyes behind her mask was all I needed to see what actually happened. I want to know where that goes. And the mech suit opens up to reveal a weird fetus thing inside of it, which, what the fuck? I have no idea what that is implying or entailing, but I'm interested to see.
I'll say that's a very that's a very crazy moment.
Also,
you go on.
No, what? Go ahead.
It's just so weird because you get all this weird stuff.
A fetus. That's why it's weird.
It's It's a fetus in a mech suit, which is not like anything so far in this series.
The only other time we've seen Dragon (parentheses) in person is a mech suit. A mech suit showed up to the Leviathan fight.
Yeah.
And I think it got totally destroyed, so she wasn't in there. I guess it was remote controlled, and when this mech suit showed up, Tattletale's like, "Oh, this one's remote controlled," and Regent's like, "No, there's
something in there." Yeah.
And then it gets broken open, and you see this fetus in there, and you're like, "What the fuck is Dragon?" And like, Tinkers have specialties, and you kind of have to wonder, what the fuck is their specialty?
That's one thing I have to complain about Tinkers. Like, it's hard to tell what their specialties are, because like, Kid Win, the fucking loser, which he's not that bad, but he just makes whatever, and I feel like all of them just make all sorts of stuff. I wish it was a little more specialized. But
yeah, I guess there's some kind of loose interpretations in there.
I'm sure I'm going to run into some that are like, I can only make freeze rays, and I think I'll enjoy that more.
Yeah. Then, what happens after that?
That was like the end. What happens? She lets her go, which I thought was really confusing, and I didn't really get what she was saying or talking about. Her suit gets blown up because there was like a lightning gun going crazy, right?
Yeah.
And she was aware that it was about to blow up, so she lets Taylor go before it blows up. And
she indeed does, and I think your question will be answered.
Okay. I'm not supposed to know yet, right?
No, I don't think you would have any idea why she would let Taylor go in that situation.
No idea. Okay, that was That was a solid 4.5 out of
And then the
5.
end of 10.6 kind of has a little. It kind of has a little. I say little. It's more of a big. Kind of. I guess you could call it exposition. We get info on a group of people called the Slaughterhouse Nine.
No, we don't.
In 10.6, we do rather.
No. Do we?
You read 10.5 then.
Oh no. Wait. Are you sure? So 10 point so it wasn't 10.6, it was 10.5.
Yeah, you read 10.5.
But you got confused. You said you read 10.6 a lot. Whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
I reread 10.6 a lot. I thought that's the one you read.
Well, I lied. Well, okay, I'm gonna
10.5 is good though, apparently, allegedly.
allegedly. I give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Damn. All right, I'll take
It's
it.
probably my favorite little chapter in Worm so far.
Very good.
And yeah, that's the Worm talk for now. Joe is probably very confused. He has no context.
Get out of here.
Worm.
And in fact, any listener would have no context because we started this and I'm 8 big arcs into the series. So I mean,
Yeah.
this is just for the 12 Worm fans out there.
The 4.
Again, I underestimated how much Willer would like this chapter, which I've done for every chapter in this arc so far.
Good. It's been a good arc.
All right.
This arc reinvigorated, like, okay, I'm not wasting my time here. Because as I said, the plot and the mystery, I might not be connecting with the characters or the action, but I'm definitely starting to get really into the plot and the mystery, so yeah.
All right. Well, is that all that's on the docket?
That's all that's on the docket. Bradley, won't you gracefully send us off?
Oh, shit. I didn't think of one. Hold up.
Got him.
Okay. Okay. So you're at home, right?
Yeah.
You're at home and you go outside. You're going to go grocery shopping. But Ash Ketchum and his Pikachu are there, right?
Uh-huh.
And
At
so
the grocery store?
no, just outside your house.
Okay.
And so Ash Ketchum, he pulls out his Pokedex and he's like, "Dex, what is it?" And it's like, it's Willer, the Willer Pokemon. And so Ash flips his cap around, he pulls out a Pokeball, and he's going to catch you, and he orders Pikachu to attack you. And you try to tell him, no, wait, no, I'm a person, I'm not a Pokemon, but all that comes out of your mouth is your name. What are you going to do? Are you going to fight? You going to run? You going to what are you going to do?
Wait, so hold on. I was always a Pokemon, but I didn't know? Or did I become a Pokemon through some weird ability?
No.
What happened was Ash Ketchum got cryogenically frozen, and we
What?
evolved
No, he didn't.
from Pokemon, became an advanced society, but we still have Pokemon DNA in us. The Pokedex thinks you're a Pokemon.
That's
scenario.
But
is
why am I
that-
just saying Willer, Willer, Willer?
The scenario is that you're still you in every way. It's just Ash thinks you're a Pokemon, and then for some reason you can only say your name right now.
That doesn't. I would rather
What are
you
you
tell
gonna
me.
do?
I.
You gonna-
I
you
would
gonna fight
rather you.
Pikachu?
I would rather you tell me I became a Pokemon. That makes more sense to me.
Are you gonna fight Pikachu? Are you gonna get caught by Ash?
Is this early season Pikachu or late season Pikachu? Because he resets each time.
This is like mid-season. He knows like Iron Tail and Electro Blast or some shit.
Is he currently learning like the season big move? That he like learns a big move each season.
Yeah, Ash is trying to get Pikachu stronger, and he's gonna battle you to do it.
I'm gonna get caught by Ash because he'll release me because he's a fucking dumbass. So
Joe, you gonna fight Pikachu?
So I get down my stance, and I yell Joe, and then strike a pose because it's actually just JoJo's the entire time.
oh.
And then
I mean-
Pikachu use Electro Smash.
That I died.
That was
Yeah.
a good roleplay, Joe.
Yeah.
I died.
Well, there we go. That there you have it. That was episode 4.
Let us know what you would do in the comments.
Yeah, send us emails at roundaboutcast. No, theroundaboutcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, know the email now.
Say it then.
Theroundaboutcast@gmail.com.
Hey. All right. Bye bye.
Yeah, roosterteeth.com.